In the days after the Great Flood, humanity was scattered across the world, living in small communities, striving to rebuild what had been lost. But even amid this rebirth, one man, Nimrod, envisioned something far greater than mere survival. His dreams were filled with towering cities where humans could rise above their humble origins and reach for the heavens themselves. Nimrod, a man of immense charisma and power, rallied his people, speaking of a land where they would build a monument so great it would touch the very sky. "We will make a name for ourselves," he proclaimed, "a legacy that will last for all eternity." And so, driven by his vision, the people left their homes, embarking on a journey eastward toward the plains of Shinar. After months of travel, they arrived at the vast plain. It was fertile, with two mighty rivers, the Tigris and Euphrates, flowing through it. The people set up camp, their eyes filled with hope and ambition, eager to begin their grand project. Nimrod gathered them and said, "Here, we will build a city. But more than that, we will build a tower, one that will reach the heavens." The crowd murmured in excitement, their hearts filled with the possibility of greatness. They would not just build a city, but the most magnificent city the world had ever seen. Weeks turned into months, and soon the plain of Shinar buzzed with activity. The people worked day and night, their efforts united by a single purpose. Under Nimrod's leadership, they developed new techniques, using clay to form bricks and bitumen to hold them together. The tower began to rise, a monument to human ambition and unity. Every day as the tower grew taller, the people of Shinar celebrated. Their unity, bound by a common language, allowed them to communicate perfectly, their work efficient and harmonious. Children played, elders told stories, and there was a sense that they were destined for something greater. But as the tower climbed higher, the winds became fierce and the work more dangerous. Yet, Nimrod pushed them forward. "We are so close to the heavens," he declared. "Do not falter now." The people obeyed, driven by the dream of immortality and the belief that they were creating something that would make them godlike. Amid this unity, however, a question began to rise in the minds of some. Eleazar, a wise elder, asked quietly, "What will our legacy truly be? We seek to be remembered, but will we be remembered for the right reasons?" Yet his words were drowned out by the collective ambition of the people, their minds set on glory. One night, during a celebration under the full moon, Nimrod stood before the crowd. His voice filled the air, carrying the weight of his dream. "We have come this far. The tower will rise above the clouds. We will be the first to touch the heavens." The people roared in approval, their hearts full of pride and joy. But not everyone in the heavens was pleased with their progress. The Creator looked down upon the tower, a structure that symbolized humanity's arrogance. He saw that their ambition, fueled by a shared language, was pushing them toward a dangerous path, one where they would forget humility and their place in the universe. And so, the Creator decided it was time to intervene, not to destroy, but to redirect. The next morning, as the people gathered to work, something strange happened. Nimrod gave his usual orders, but his workers looked at him, confused. His words were no longer clear to them. They tried to respond, but their speech was incomprehensible, as if the very language they had spoken their whole lives had been scrambled overnight. Panic spread through the crowd. Neighbors and families could no longer understand each other. The workers, once united, now found themselves divided, struggling to communicate. Chaos reigned as arguments broke out, and the unity they had relied on crumbled before their eyes. Nimrod stood atop the unfinished tower, watching in horror as his great dream fell apart. His vision of a tower reaching the heavens was no more. The people began to scatter, leaving the city, driven away by their inability to communicate. The once thriving city of Shinar, filled with hope and ambition, became a ghost of its former self. As Nimrod watched the exodus from his tower, a sadness crept into his heart. He realized that their unity had been both their greatest strength and their downfall. Without a common language, they could not continue the project. The tower stood unfinished, a monument to human pride and the consequences of overreaching ambition. And so the people of Shinar were scattered across the earth, forming new nations and cultures, each with its own language and customs. The story of the Tower of Babel, as it would come to be known, became a legend, passed down through generations as a reminder of the dangers of pride and the limits of human power. Yet, in the scattering, there was a hidden blessing. As the people spread across the earth, they carried with them the knowledge and skills they had gained in Shinar. New civilizations rose, each unique, each contributing to the tapestry of human history. The confusion of languages, once seen as a curse, became the seed of cultural diversity, enriching the world in ways Nimrod could never have imagined. The tower remained in ruins, a symbol of human ambition. But out of its downfall, humanity learned a valuable lesson. True greatness does not come from touching the heavens, but from embracing the diversity and uniqueness of each person, each culture. In the end, the legacy of Babel was not one of failure, but one of new beginnings. And so, as the sun set over the plains of Shinar, the unfinished tower stood tall, casting its long shadow over the land. It served as a reminder to future generations that while humanity might dream of reaching the heavens, the true path to greatness lies in humility, understanding, and the bridges we build between one another.